What's up, guys? Here we go, starting your week off strong. Monday training. So we're going to start with 90 seconds of Tang Squats. Tang Squats. So feet nice and wide, heels on the ground the whole time. I'm going to sit down into a Cossack squat, so below parallel here. Then when I switch legs, I'm going to stick my butt up, stretch out these hamstrings for a second, and then sit down to the other side. So again, it's a normal Cossack squat, but between I'm adding in that hamstring stretch. 90 seconds, alternate back and forth at your own pace. Then 3 minutes, we're gonna do 5 banded air squats. So band around the knees, just really focusing on creating tension into that band as I initiate the squat, sending the hips down and back, and squeezing all the way up. After that, 5 banded side steps. So I'm gonna stay in this kind of quarter squat position, and I'm gonna press out, maintaining a wide stance the whole time, so there's constant tension on that band, 5 steps each way. If you're at home, you're gonna do 5 fire hydrants. So from tabletop position, just bringing the knee up, out to the side, engaging the outer glute muscles. So, and then after that, we've got 5 banded dip drives, and ideally you're gonna do these against the wall. So, for the banded dip drives, what you really wanna focus on is, for a good, quick aside, for a good push press or jerk or whatever we're looking to do, when I dip here, I'm gonna be a lot more powerful if I really engage the glutes and I drive and externally rotate those hips. So if I just dip like this, I'm not really getting much. I'm gonna end up not using a lot of muscles that are gonna be really powerful for this movement. So what I wanna do is during my dip, I wanna come into here. So I wanna really press those knees out hard so I can get the booty firing to help with that overhead movement. So against the wall, 5 dip drives, heels, butt, show upper back in contact, press the knees out, 3-inch dip, heels on the ground, and then just stand up hard. 5 reps. And if you're at home and you don't have a band, just normal air squats, normal dip drives against the wall, but think about that knees out activation. After that, we got 2 sets, 10 prone eyes. So you're gonna lay down on the ground, pretend I'm laying, and we're just gonna do 10 eye pulses to help open up the upper back and wake up that overhead position. And then we're gonna do 10 wall slides. So for the wall slides, I'm gonna come back against the wall. I'm gonna try my best to keep my butt and my upper back in contact with the wall, and then as much of my arm as possible. I'm gonna start from here, so from basically a goalpost position. I'm then gonna reach up as high as I can while maintaining full contact with my upper back and as much of my arm as possible, and then come back down. These should be really difficult unless you happen to be supremely flexible overhead. So you should feel a lot of tension as you get towards the top of that if you're really pressing everything back against that wall. And again, that includes your butt, your upper back, and then your entire arm as well. So 10 wall slides. That's a warm up. Once we're done there, we got strength work. So we got 3 sets of 5 split press. You can do this with a barbell if you're in the gym, or you can do this per side with a kettlebell or a dumbbell if you're at home. So for the split press, we want to find that split jerk landing position. So let's talk for a second about what that looks like. So I'm going to start with my feet right under my hips. So again, right here. From that position, I'm going to pull my ribs down. So I'm going to eliminate any excessive curve in my back as best I can. And then with my dominant leg, I'm going to take about a 10-inch step forward. And then with my back leg, I'm going to take about a 10-inch step backward. This is my split jerk landing position. So again, from my hip line, from center, I've gone the middle of my foot forward about 10 inches, and then I've got the middle of my foot back about 10 inches. So again, roughly 10, 12 inches, something like that. The point is, I want to create a stable base that I can work from. So if I were to have my lovely wife come over here and just try and push me over right now, I would be able to withstand it because again, I'm in a good, balanced, athletic position. If I'm too shallow here, I'm gonna fall right over. If I'm too long, same thing, I've overstretched myself. Not good. And then also, if I'm too narrow. So if I'm not hip width, If I'm not here, this is what creates that stable base of support. So a couple things to try and keep in mind. Again, find that position slowly by 10, 12 inch, 10, 12 inch, and then I want to make sure that my front foot is perpendicular and my back knee is bent. So take your steps, front leg perpendicular to the ground, front shin, sorry, and then back leg, slight bend in the knee. Once you find it slowly, then we can work on trying to find it quickly. Now, for the split press, you're going to do a press overhead from that position. So again, barbell or kettlebell dumbbell, find this position here. Whoop. I'm going to press overhead for 5 reps, and then I can switch arms, press overhead for 5 reps on that other side. 3 sets, 5 per arm or 5 total if you're doing it with a barbell. Then I've got 3x3 tall jerks. So these are very challenging, but they're great for getting you to think about moving under the bar, because a jerk is powerful hip extension followed by a drop under the barbell. Just like a squat clean is powerful hip extension followed by a drop into a full squat position. So for the tall jerk, what we're going to do, barbell or kettlebell on the shoulders. Once I'm in this position, I'm going to come up on my tippy toes for a split second. And then from here, I'm just going to drop and punch down into my split position. And then recover. So again, the focus is on going from full extension of the hip, so the very top of my lift, down into my receiving position as quickly as I can. And that's, again, something that people really have a hard time grasping about the jerk. You'll often see people jerk like this. You know, the bar only essentially moves up. The body and the hips don't really move down. So again, the tall jerk is meant to emphasize dropping down under the bar and allowing that hip to really drop down so that I can receive that object overhead. 3 sets of 3. Then all I've got left is 5 sets of 3 split jerks, and if you're at home, you can do this per side, so 3 per side. If you're with a barbell at the gym, just 3 reps. And you're going to do a pause in the dip position. So you're going to do a pause here, remove all momentum, and then drop down into that receiving position. So the point of the pause is to, 1, make sure that I've got my weight distributed properly, so the knees are out, heels are down on the ground, and once I've gotten into this position, it's all about rate of force development. So it's about being explosive. So from this position, I want to squeeze the butt, extend as hard as I can, and then drop down into the landing position that we've been working on and hanging out in throughout all those warm-up drills. So once you're done there, your workout for the day is going to incorporate a lot of the movements that we've already talked about. So how it's going to work, every 3 minutes for 5 sets. It's definitely a choose your own adventure as far as weight goes. So if you're in the gym with a barbell, I would say whatever weight you can do, where you can do 6 shoulder to overhead unbroken under fatigue. So that's kind of your guiding principles, that I want you to be able to stand up your last front squat and go into your jerks for 6 reps without putting the bar down. Because if you drop the bar during a jerk, before you're done, you're probably in trouble. So, and then if you're at home, you can go through this complex, squat clean, front squat, shoulder overhead. You can go through it on your right arm, and then you can go through it on your left arm. And then you'll do your 6 box jumps after that, again, depending on how your weight selection is. So what the workout is, every 3 minutes for 5 sets, so 15 minutes on the clock, you're going to do 6 squat cleans, followed by 6 front squats, followed by 6 jerks, followed by 6 box jumps to the highest object that you have available and you can safely jump to. So again, what we're looking at here as far as format goes is I'm going to do this 6-6-6 complex with a kettlebell or a dumbbell on one arm, followed by the other arm, followed by 6 box jumps, if weight allows. If your weight is, again, excessively challenging, then you can break it up and you can do 3 squat cleans on one arm, 3 on the other arm, 3 front squats on one arm, 3 on the other arm, 3 jerks, 3 jerks. You get the idea. But again, if you're at the gym, you're looking at doing probably single squat cleans, and then after you stand up your last squat clean, going right into 6 front squats, And when you finish that last front squat, going right into 6 shoulder to overhead and hopefully being able to hold on unbroken. So that's kind of what we're looking for most of the workout. Again, at some point you might have to break this up, and that's totally fine. So the weight's really going to be up to you guys as far as what you want to do here. But as far as movements go, again, 6 squat cleans, we're looking at 1 rep at a time, so just really honing in on that technique, making sure that main focal point today, again, I don't want to overload you guys, but when you come off of the ground, your chest should be up and the bar should be moving slowly. So what I mean by that is from this position, my chest is up and the bar tracks slowly, right off the ground. Don't yank off the ground, don't accelerate too quickly off the ground, slow it down, keep everything in place, and then once you pass that knee, slow chest up, then I get to go into my big extension and drop down into my squat. So 6 squat cleans, after that 6 front squats. Again, once you've got that bar on the shoulders for the last time, relax the hands, get the elbows up as high as humanly possible, and keep your gaze up as well. The more my eyes are up, your body generally follows your eyes. So again, if I keep my eyes up, it will help me keep my elbows up. If I put my eyes down, I'm probably gonna have my elbows and my chest down as well. After that, you've got 6 jerks, so you can do a push or a split. But either way, we already talked about it plenty today, so we talked about the jerk at length, but you don't have to do a split jerk. You can do a push jerk during the workout if you would like, and then 6 box jumps or jumps to a high object. After that, we've got 3 sets for some accessory work, 10 dips plus a 10-second hold. So I can do these on a chair, or if you're at the gym, you can do these on some rings. But what we're looking for is just, if I'm doing chair dips, finding 90 degrees at the shoulder and pressing back up. And following my last rep, I'm gonna hold for 10 seconds here. Then I've got 10 overhead weighted sit-ups. So I'm gonna start with that leg straight, weight in a bench press position, and then I'm going to keep the weight overhead, sit up, chest through, and then return back to the ground for the same thing for 10 reps. And then lastly, all we have is a little bit of mobility. So twisted cross is going to be a good stretch for our shoulder and our bicep. So you're going to lay down on the ground in a T position. I'm going to take this other foot up and across so I can stretch out this chest and this right arm. Other stretch I've got is a 1-minute banded internal rotation stretch. So I'm going to use a band. You can use a t-shirt at home. It really doesn't matter. You just need some object to grab onto. But what we're going to do, let the object hang over your back. I'm going to take one hand, reach back behind, grab onto said object, and then I'm going to bring that hand up as high as I can uncomfortably without pain. So I'm going to use this hand to help stretch. And then from here, I'm going to try and bring my chest nice and proud. So from the back, what this looks like is, again, grab onto the object, pull as high as I can without pain, and then from here, chest nice and tall. So again, I'm internally rotating the shoulder and getting a nice little stretch as well. And you're just gonna hold for a minute, and you can adjust the stretch as needed by pulling on this top hand while trying to relax this bottom hand as much as possible. Should feel real good. So that is your workout for Monday. Enjoy. Make it a good start to the week. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow for Tuesday's training. As always, tag us, Dallas.fitness, forged by Zeus. We'll see you guys soon.